Hello, male infertility, which is very serious medical concern, and it is increasing day by day, and more, it is undiscussed. So today we are here with Dr. Shipra Gupta, who is a senior infertility specialist and who has given her 10 years in Safdarjung Hospital to take care of the patients who are in very needy conditions, and later on she has given her time and years and her service to the infertility patients, and now we are talking about male infertility. So welcome Dr. Shipra. Male infertility, which is causing 50% of infertility. So doctor, please tell us about the male infertility, that how we gonna overcome this and how we can make people understand about the male infertility.
Yes, so Shalu, congratulations on choosing such a wonderful topic. I just want to say that it is very common and it is totally undiscussed, and whatever information is being transmitted or is amongst the peer groups is totally false or wrong information. So we do need to educate our viewers about the importance of the male infertility. It is common. About 50% of the couples that come in our clinic, associated male fertility problems are there, and we have to take comprehensive evaluation of both the partners, the female as well as the male, to give them a proper solution and a proper diagnosis.
Okay. So, doctor, when we talk about the male infertility, how will the couple know that this is because of male infertility? They have to treat themselves.
Okay.
So, how are we gonna?
This is a very good question, Shalu. Sometimes the male partner has some problems like retrograde ejaculation or anejaculation, so they know that something is wrong, or premature ejaculation. But most of the cases, the male partner doesn't even know that something in his sperm or during the spermatogenesis something is occurring that is causing low sperm count or decreased motility or abnormal morphology of the sperm. So yes, whenever a couple visits, that's why I said that we have to do evaluation of the male as well as the female for proper diagnosis and treatment.
Okay. So, doctor, suppose there is a couple and the couple doesn't know that they have infertility, and the female is going to be tested all and all again, and male partner is not going to be tested. So, how will we tell them and how will we console them that they have to go for the test, whether it is normal or not normal, but we have to test them also, because there is no causes here, no difference we are seeing in the tests of female partners. So how will we tell them, how will we console them?
It's a very sensitive, first of all, information that we need to give it in a very compassionate, in a very private and very friendly way. So yes, whenever a couple comes, we have to tell them that we will do tests of both the partners, the female tests including the ovulation studies, the ultrasounds, the tubal patency tests, and the male semen analysis, which will give us a lot of information about the fertility status of the male. So we have to counsel them about the importance of the semen analysis testing, and if at all we find something, that we are able to provide the solution. So yes, we have to talk them out. We have to listen to them. We have to bust their myths regarding the semen function, semen tests, analysis, and then take it forward. So it needs a very cooperative, confident, a thorough counseling, and it should be done in a very
Counseling is the main important thing.
Yes.
When there is a man that he will ask that what are the causes of the male infertility, like how they would know that this is the point, this is the cause of male infertility. So what are the causes of male infertility?
So Shalu, what we do is take a thorough history. In the history, what we do is we take the coital frequency, we take the history about any pain during coitus in the female or in the male partner. We ask them about whether they had any genital lesions which they have got treatment for, past medical history of any childhood trauma, or mumps, tuberculosis, in
Any accident also?
yes, any accident. What kind of occupation the husband is in? Is he in some kind of a environment where he is exposed to high heat or radiation or some chemical agents, something of that sort? Then we come on to the family history, whether his parents, his taujis, somewhere in the lineage there is some person who has had no kids, or some mental retardation, some genetic disorders. So we have to take, not just ask about the male to do the testing, but also about a comprehensive history. So these are the pointers. Apart from it, how much smoking, and in smoking also tobacco, marijuana, what kind of, and they have to come up. So it has to be done in a very compassionate, non-judgmental way, so that we are able to take out the history from them which they generally avoid. How much alcohol, what is the sleep pattern, are they taking some anti-anxiety drugs, anti-stress drugs, and drugs for depression. So these are all the factors that anything positive that point out that yes, he may be having need for the further testing.
Yes, I remember a patient that I have seen in the hospital, in some clinic, that they were saying that no doctor, मेरा तो बस बैठने का काम है, हमारा तो कोई रेडिएशन वगैरह का कुछ भी नहीं है, बट मैं बस स्मोकिंग के लिए जाता हूँ. या आपने बात टाइम में या फिर
smoking is very common, and we have to take a thorough history. Also obesity. I recently had a patient who were having problems, discord about the sexual frequency, the dissatisfaction, because the male was obese and he had low self-image, and that is why there was problems. His thyroid was abnormal, his prolactin levels were elevated. So, and they never knew, they never got tested, and they just were fighting, and they were having not only the family discord but also a lot of stress around it. So yes, we need to see what is the weight, what is the thyroid, family history, and everything.
Family history is also more important.
Yes.
And one more thing also I want to ask about the viewer side, male viewer side, that erectile dysfunction or masturbation will cause a male infertility. Is it like that, doctor?
No, Shalu, these are all things that can cause stress and anxiety, and they do cause, but a patient who is having premature ejaculation, but if his semen parameters are normal, it won't lead to infertility. Masturbation similarly will not ever lead to infertility.
And no erectile dysfunction also?
No.
Okay. It's clear for the viewers that these both don't cause male infertility.
So the things that we need to know is, one is an ejaculation and second one is retrograde ejaculation. In both the scenarios, the patient presents that when there is no discharge coming out of the penis during the intercourse, that we need to thoroughly evaluate. In retrograde ejaculation, since the urethra and the penis contains both the tracts, the urinary tract as well as the reproductive tract. So what happens during retrograde ejaculation, that the semen goes from the reproductive tract to the urinary tract. So the semen lands in the bladder. That we can take out. So that is one thing that is treatable, where we can easily do extraction of the sperms from the urine of this man, and then hence we can process the sample and they can have a baby.
So one more thing that patient don't understand, that if they don't have semen or sperm in their count, in their semen analysis, so they don't understand that there can be sperm in their body, in their testis.
Yes.
So how will we make them understand too?
This is a very pertinent question, Shalu. See, azoospermia means either the sperm is not getting produced in the testes, or the sperm is being produced in the testes but it is not coming out from the testes. So these are two different scenarios. One is azoospermia due to non-production, non-obstructive azoospermia, and one is obstructive azoospermia. So in non-obstructive azoospermia is there any genetic disease? Is there any family history? In the obstructive azoospermia, there can be a obstruction in the tubular system, in the epididymis, in the seminal vesicle, at the level of the seminal vesicle, or somewhere where the semen is in the testis. The sperms are in the testis, but they are not coming out. So yes, whenever our semen analysis report comes, when the andrologist says that, ma'am, this is got no sperm in the sample, number one, we do not diagnose it in one sample. We have to take 2 samples to establish that there is azoospermia. And then we need to know about the cause, to differentiate right from clinical evaluation, right from history and clinical evaluation till the hormonal tests. We are easily able to distinguish. If the testicular, on ultrasound, if the testicular size is small, if the scrotal volume is low, or if in hormone analysis the hormones that help in the spermatogenesis are low, or either they are high, that points out to the causes that okay, the production is low. But if it is everything is normal, and there is a very important cause called the varicocele, where the veins of the scrotum are dilated, and hence they cause high temperature, and hence the spermatogenesis is affected. That can be corrected very easily with the help of a small surgery. So yes, we have to look at detailed clinical examination, ultrasounds, few hormones such as FSH, LH, testosterone, maybe thyroid, prolactin, depending upon case to case. We are able to establish the cause, and then we are able to offer the treatment.
Okay, so we have talked about the causes of male infertility, which are very various, and now let's Dr. talk about the symptoms, that if someone have the male infertility, or someone has the azoospermia or oligozoospermia, so there are any symptoms that the person would know that I have low sperm count?
See, there are no particular symptoms. Once when we do the semen analysis, then we can know whether the patient is having oligospermia or asthenospermia or teratozoospermia, and then we are able to retrograde, maybe trace it back to the cause. But often than not, see, the lifestyle factors are such that even there is 50% decline in the male semen parameters over last 25 years. So all the lifestyle factors, including that's what I told, that tight briefs which raise the temperature, the smoking, lack of exercise, junk food,
and so much injections or medicines or steroids.
Medicines, yes. And this is all accelerating the aging process. So yes, there are no symptoms, but a perfectly normal man can also have very low counts.
So if a person says that नहीं मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ, so it doesn't mean कि वो बिल्कुल ठीक है.
See,
they have to be
he
tested.
is fine, but there are, when we are trying for a baby, one good sperm and one good egg is all what is required to produce one single healthy baby, and that is what we are aiming. We are aiming to improve the quality